Hey, what's going on? Happy Tuesday evening. This is Coach Donovan, and make sure this phone is turned off. This is going to be an important video. This is actually episode 3 of the No More Excuses series. So I'm doing this a little bit different, doing it as a live video. So even though nobody's here yet, I'm going to go ahead and get started. What I want you to know is I'm going to be sharing a couple of things that I wrote in my notebook for you that will help you understand the cost of your excuses. And when I say your, I'm also talking about mine. So I figured this out because I live this stuff every day, and I'm doing my best just to share it in a way that will maybe give you some perspective on how you might be able to change a few things that are going on. So on this theme of no more excuses, hopefully you've been able to watch the first 2 episodes. If not, you can check them out here on the Facebook page, or you can go to YouTube and check them out on the YouTube channel there. If you enjoy the content that I'm putting out, make sure you like it, share it, all those things, because the message might be important enough for someone else that it can change their life actually. So anyway, here we are. Episode number 3. Doing it in a little bit different format, coming at you with a live video. And at the end, if there's anybody on, then what I'll do is I'll take questions if you have them. If you're watching this later on, you're watching the recorded version. This is definitely a different format, but here is something that I want to share with you today. So I came up with an equation. I spent a lot of time just sitting down in silence, thinking about excuses. And I've talked about the cost of excuses. I've mentioned cost. You've heard me say it. So I wanted to break it down in a way that really helps you understand what the cost is. And cost is not only money, but it could be time, it could be energy, it could be your sanity, it could be relationships as a cost, it could cost jobs, anything that is a negative impact on the life that you desire to live, right? And excuses have that effect. They have a negative impact on the life you desire to live. So, the cost of excuses, it's important to understand, and there's 2 different ways to think about it. First, let's talk about the true cost. So let me show you this. So if you look at this, the cost of excuses. Excuses plus your consistency with giving excuses multiplied over time equals your life right now. Now, I really want you to let that sink in. Excuses plus the consistency at which you give them multiplied over time equals your life right now. And listen, you might have a great life right now, but imagine a life with 0 excuses, how different that could be. And you might have some challenges going on right now. Imagine if you were to stop giving excuses, how much more valuable and how much more powerful you would feel in your life. Because over time, like one excuse, not going to make a big difference, right? But when you start looking at the consistency of how often you give an excuse, and then you multiply that over how long you've been giving excuses, Lord, the cost is expensive. And I know this because I'm speaking from experience. I don't share anything that I'm not living personally. So that's why you hear me so passionate about this, because I need you to get this through your head. These excuses that you're giving are costing you time, energy, money, relationships, careers, opportunities, whatever. There's a cost. Now, if we just change one part of this mathematical equation that I come up with, if we just change one part of it, watch this. One word. Now, look at the top. Excuses plus the consistency at which you give them, multiplied over time, equals your life. Now watch this. Ownership plus the consistency at which you take ownership multiplied by time equals your life. Now, this is two completely different lives. Two completely different lives. And all we did was switch one word in the equation. We stopped giving excuses, started taking ownership. Can you feel the power in that shift already? Excuses put you in this victim state. Ownership puts you in a power state. Now, you might be taking ownership of some things that you aren't really proud of, but it still gives you power because you're not making any excuses for why the thing is going on, or why the thing didn't happen, or why the thing that you had control of fell through. Instead, what you're doing is you're saying, you know what? I own that. I'm going to grow from it. I take the lesson from it. Here I go. Here's my next steps. So I'm coming at you real abrupt because I want you to make it that black and white. Excuses cost you. Ownership empowers you. I'm not going to take it any further. I'm going to leave it right there. Here's where you take action. I want you to look at one area of your life. And Do the Damn Work focuses on 4 key areas: yourself, your relationships, your work, and your adventure. Because I like to make things simple and I want you to be able to take action on something, pick one of those 4 areas, take a second, sit down in silence, uninterrupted, look at where you've been making excuses. Choose to take action on one of those excuses by switching it with ownership, and just watch that part of your life change. I dare you. It's guaranteed to happen. So hopefully you understand the power now of excuses in your life. And hopefully you understand the extra power of taking full ownership of everything in your life. There's a mathematical formula right there on the screen for you. All right, come back, watch this video again. Get passionate about removing excuses from your life. I appreciate you being here. This has been a different format for episode 3. If it was valuable to you, like it, share it, all those things. Let's touch somebody else's life with eliminating excuses. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you on episode number 4. Peace.